Hey guys, this is Ash here from Network Studios. Welcome back to another stream on Lego Worlds. Yeah, I've got some stuff to show you when we get in to our Lego Worlds, which you're probably going to see straight away actually, because probably when I spawn in I'm going to be facing it. Oh no, I'm not. But guys, just to let you guys know first, that Rob Tissera and Friends thing on Sunday is looking like it's going to basically be cancelled. It doesn't look like I'm going to be able to go. I've literally tried my best to try and find a way to go, but it's just not possible to be able to go, guys. Like I say, I really have I've done loads to try and find a way to be able to make this, and like I say, it's just not possible that I'm able to make it, because it's like costs of the hotel and stuff like that, which is such a bugbear. Now I did find some cheap hotels, but the only thing with cheap hotels, I'm here before the stream even started. Fair enough. Yeah, it's just not possible to get there in time. Not get there in time. To get there now, to book it now. We're halfway through the week. That's only Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Now, if I could have gone to this thing at the weekend, I'm not. I'm gonna honestly tell you guys straight. Going to this thing on Sunday is not just not just disappointing if I can't go. It's heartbreaking that I can't go. It's the best thing that I've seen all year. Forget, I mean, obviously Creamfields and that'll be good, but the best thing what's come up for ages has been this Rob Tissera and Friends, and I didn't just want to go. I absolutely would have loved to have gone. It would have been the night of my life. Not just something. Not just a bit of fun. Not just something to pass a few hours away or anything like that. It would have been my dream to be able to have gone there. That was literally all the musicians I liked. It was all the styles of music that I obviously loved. Not just liked, loved. And now that, the fact that I have to miss that makes me angry. Because when do you get an opportunity to go and see all of them people together in one room? It's the second time they've ever done something like that, and they're not going to do another one like that for ages. So it's not something where, something else will come up in a few months. That's it now. Once this Sunday is over, there is going to be nothing like that again for, maybe even 3 or 4 years. You know what I mean? It really isn't often you get to go and see something like that. And like I say, unfortunately, I'm having to miss it. I'm a little bit peed off, to be fair, because I feel that other people could have helped me a bit more, help me find some cheaper hotels and stuff like that, ranging around the family member kind of reunion. But it just doesn't seem like anybody's really that interested whether I miss it or not, to be honest. This beats anything I've ever been to at any remixes. This is like a huge thing. There was tons going. It wasn't just a little miniature night with a couple of people. That's obviously why it was 10 hours. That's why the whole event went on 10 hours, because it was such a big thing. But unfortunately, as things stand, and we're just not obviously able to do it. So I was looking yesterday. Oh yeah, you were. No, I tried all I could, I tried all I could to go, It was my dream to go. And to be honest with you, I'm going to admit to you, it kind of is a little bit my fault, because when I think about it, I could have possibly booked before. But you see, the thing is that I'm never really sure of what other things come up, you know, like family wise, you know, like, because, you know, you never know if somebody's already booked a day out or a lunch out. So I can't, you know, and I wasn't sure if it was something I was going to attend, because bank holiday weekends are usually you know, a usual time when, you know, the family does something like go out for a lunch and a day out kind of thing. So I thought, well, I won't book anything in advance until I know that I can definitely go. And you know, I wasn't like completely, you know, entirely sure what it was going to be like at first. Then I found out more, and it just seemed to come like really, really quick. As I say, I did have a look for cheap hotels and stuff like that, and I did find cheap hotels. But then the thing with finding cheap hotels, you know, which was all good, they weren't anywhere near the venue where I was actually, you know, going to the music do. It was kind of like just a thing where you would probably pay something like 30 quid to go to the hotel, 34 quid. But then by the time you've had a taxi there and back to the do, you could have paid about 80 quid to have a hotel in the centre, if that makes sense, which would be then closer to the do or up the road from the do. Plus at the same time, like, a lot of places were fully booked as well. But to be honest with you, I'm in a right damn shame about it. I'm upset, and you know, I guess at the same time, it is obviously just the way things go. These things happen. There isn't really much you can do about them. You know, I'm not saying something good won't come up again, but I mean something with them type of artists. I mean, you know, I love loads of artists and musicians from around the UK, but you know, like these were like one of a kind, different ones. You know, and to see them joining together for some of my most favourite music, you know, we was talking about and doing. You know, like I say, just becomes one of them things, doesn't it? But you know, it still doesn't change the fact that it's annoying, and that I would have liked it to have happened. You know, you know, whether it's one of those things or not, it still doesn't change the fact that it's gutting that you've got to miss it. But you know, you just do. These, like I said, these things do happen, and all I can say is well, like, life's a bitch, isn't it? Life's a bitch. Life, it's just it's the way life is, isn't it? It's the way life always has been, and it is unfortunately the way life will always be. There's always something like. Like, I'll tell you this now as a truth, like, when there's something you want to do, like, more than anything, you know, I'm not just talking like something small. I'm talking when there's something what you really, really want to do, like what would be your dream to do it, and you know, if you don't do it, it's not gonna happen again for a while. There's always something else what clashes on that day, or you can't, or you can't do it type thing, you know, for whatever reason, no matter what it is, you know, whether it's like a holiday somewhere one year, you know, maybe like last year you wanted to go somewhere, and then you think, I'm gonna go this year, and then you know, no matter what happens, there's always something what clashes on the same day, or there's always a reason why you can't do it. Like I say, I obviously tried my best to make it. I mean, obviously I tried my best to make it, guys. Come on, it was my dream to go. I weren't gonna just sit there and do nothing and then wonder why I can't go, you know. But you know, one of them things. I do, however, have something lined up, possibly in a couple of weeks. I might have something lined up as well for Saturday. instead for the bank holiday weekend, because I tell you now, I do want to do some form of clubbing for the weekend. Now obviously, you know, we aren't going to find anything as good as, you know, what we were going to without travelling, you know, quite far and booking hotels again, which obviously again I can't. But there is some stuff on in Hull over the weekend which I might end up going to. I might end up going to Function. They're doing a Something World tour for some, like, you know, like house music styled thing. So we might well end up doing something to do with that. I went to a park yesterday. Wow. You told me. So, you know, we'll have to see how that one goes. But, you know, just one of them things. All I can say is I highly doubt that I am going to go to this thing on Sunday. But if ever there was some miracle and there was some, you know, if there was some, like, possible way of, you know, being able to go, then obviously, you know, I'd be really excited, of course. But at the same time, I would obviously let you guys know. Now, like I say, it's you know, it's really highly possible. You know, it's you know, not possible really that anything like that would happen, but you never know. I'm just saying, you never know if something turned up, you know, if somebody, for example, you know, advertised a really cheap room as like a last minute deal for the bank holiday weekend, or you know, and the ticket went really cheap or something like that, or they had like a deal on train fares or something like that, and then it meant I could pay for you know, one of them like cheaper hotels which were a little bit further away. You know, obviously, you know, I would let you guys know, because that's the type of person I am, to let you guys know. But as of right now, it's looking like it's gonna be a no-go. Like I say, you know, it was kind of over in a way before it started, and like I say, real damn shame to miss something so cool, you know, 3 different rooms with styles of music. Anyway, I'm just going to stop talking about it now, because the more I think of how good it's going to be, the more I'm like disappointed, the more I'm like winding myself up and disappointing myself, kind of thing. I know it's going to be good, so you know it's good. There's nothing I can do. So yeah. So anyway, guys, I built this cafe yesterday. Yep, I finally sorted the cafe out. I love it. Still couldn't get the corner door. I got it to place down, but it was really awkward to place blocks on top of it. And then unfortunately, I had to go ahead and you know, end up putting a normal like yellow door here. But here we are, cafe. Like the way it looks. As a matter of fact, I actually love the way it looks. Actually, it kind of reminds me of a bit of a pub as well. You know, like something what would have been a pub years ago, like a little bar. But then, as the future came on, it got kind of transferred into not necessarily a cafe, but you know, like a coffee house. And I actually really like the way this one's turned out. We've got the little back exit here, we've got the little drainage systems and little pipes and things going into the buildings, and it looks really nice. I'm really happy with the way this one turned out. The picture was fab I sent. So yeah, so what I'm gonna do at the side of here is, what was I gonna do? Oh yeah, I'm gonna do a pizza takeaway. Then I'm going to do some form of like Buc-ee's next to it, you know, like Betfred. Then I'm gonna put a fish and chip shop with possibly like a little one of them ones where you can take out and sit inside. And then after that, I'm probably going to do a bank or something like that. Just a small like Lloyd's TSB little bank, just for the neighbourhood. Mainly just somewhere with a cash machine and somewhere to draw a little bit of money out. And then I'm possibly going to do a car mechanic garage set back from that. But we'll just have to see how things go. You know, obviously like heading up here, you know, space wise and stuff like that. So I do apologise if I did build the cafe without you. I just kind of got having a look at fixing the door issue yesterday, and then I just kind of kept placing blocks, and then in the end I just kind of thought, well, you know what, I may as well just finish this thing now, then we can build the pizza place next to it. So I'm thinking about calling it, well, I'm thinking about having it maybe like a pizza slash chicken place, and I was thinking about calling it Hot Wings, but I'm not completely sure yet, you know, exactly like what to call it. I'm gonna do the building in orange because a lot of takeaways are painted orange, and this building's not going to be all that big. It's not going to be a big building at all, as a matter of fact, and it's going to have a decent sized window at the front. What would this medium sized brown window, you know, perhaps you know, perhaps a little I bet that's gonna mess up now. Yep, exactly my point. Oh wow. Oh wow, we actually had to go and do that, didn't we? I tell you what then, I'm gonna go ahead and place that there just for the gigs and the bants, and then I'm going to go ahead and carry this window on because it'll allow me to place it here, and then we'll have that as a free. Then we'll take this back like so. That should be pretty good. As a matter of fact, I might not even put a window here, and I might just put something else here if I can. I might just put like a bit of red and just fill this little space up with a tidgy bit of red. Then we'll go back to the orange like that. I think that looks good. We'll get a nice door design because, you know, well, actually what I would like to do, if I can, I doubt it's going to be possible. It might not be possible at all. Not a lot of people on Minecraft for me. Nope. You see, the only issue with this is, you see, I could have put like that on that. You know what? That actually doesn't look that bad the more I think about it. I actually quite like that. My personal self. We could have a toy shop. No, we need a... What about this for a... No, I don't like that. I want something kind of like this. Yeah, a transparent door will do. You know, transparent door. Go and get some more bricks. And then we're just going to simply do 3 like this. Because there's no real reason, there's no real sort of need to do anything. So we'll take this up to here, and then we'll wrap it across There we go. Take that to there, that to there, that to there, that to there and there. I think I am going to just get the red though. And just make that one higher. That's meant to be kind of like a little bit of a menu. If you kind of get what I mean. It's meant to be a bit of a kind of like menu. Like just you know, just a little menu type place here. Alrighty, that looks nice. So liking this. Certainly starting to get the hang of this game a bit more now. You know, we've been playing it a bit more lately, and you know, since I realised that if you just make things touch a little bit wrong, then they don't actually work. You can't place them there for whatever reason. So for whatever reason it may be, we couldn't put a window there. I'm not, you know, I'm not entirely sure why, but you know, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We'll take this up like this, go back to our orange to put an orange behind it. Take this down here. Yeah, you know what, that actually, you know, believe it or not, that actually doesn't look all that bad. We'll go back to our red. And then we'll just have a little miniature sign up there. That'd be kind of like what says "Just Eat." You know, like what you get in takeaways. You kind of get the "Just Eat," don't you? Oh. I think I may have this. No. No, because then that's just creating the same thing, isn't it? It doesn't look too bad. You know, I guess I'm happy with it. The thing about this game is we've actually like messed up. But now the good thing about this game is, you know, one of the things that you know, we can actually go ahead and, you know, experiment. And, you know, if we don't like something, we do actually happen to have the, you know, we do actually have the opportunity to change something if we don't like it. You know, which in some cases, you know, on this game, we might then build something, you know, that we don't necessarily like. That will do. That will do 100%. Right. Go back to our orange. Now I'm going to put a block here. And I'm going to put a block here. Now, what windows do we want? We have the choice of these, which, you know, they're like really tall windows. We have the choice of these, which aren't as tall, and they kind of match the colour of the, you know, the bottom windows. Like that look. You know, we can kind of go like that. Yeah, you know what, I like that. Give or take, really. I bet you now it won't let me place that window back because we made a little error, didn't we? Oh no, no it does. Oh no, 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 okay. So, I was wrong. To be honest with you, that stupid hot air balloon's got in the way in itself. Like, is there seriously, like, any need? Like, because now I personally can't see whether I've done everything. Well, that's the best I can do it, I'm afraid, because of that stupid hot air balloon landing in a right random place there, isn't he? Oh well, he'll just have to do. We'll just have to leave him be. I don't know where to get rid of him. I don't know if there's a way to like stop him from coming, or you know, whether he or whether he kind of thinks, you know, no shit to you, I'm coming anyway, kind of thing. I like that though. I do like that. There's just a few little tidgy more details that I would personally like to do to this place before I, you know, like do the back and the sides. Just, you know, some little minute touches. Like that. And then what I would actually like to do, I'm not sure exactly how easy this is actually going to be, but I want to get the black. I'm going to try something here, something that I've never actually considered trying before, but you know, we're going to give this a go. So we're going to bring that up to 2, and then we're going to change this to dark green, and then we're going to get a 1. Now I'm pretty, you know, sort of certain you can guess what this is actually meant to be. So what this is meant to be is, you'll get to know in a minute. Go back to that dark green again. I mean, if I'm completely there, but it was actually meant to be a wheelie bin. I don't actually think it turned out too bad. You know, just a little bin outside the takeaway was all it was really meant to be. And then what I am actually going to do is I'm just going to get one of these. Now, personally, I usually use these as like air vents, but I don't know if you guys know, but if you go to like some takeaways slash pubs, you usually get something outside, which is like a little smoking. It's like a little smoking thing, and basically you put all your cigarette ends inside of it, without actually, you know, without actually going inside. You know, smoking, because obviously they banned smoking inside buildings and stuff like that. It became the law, you know, from pubs and whatnot. So now the hot air balloon's cleared. I can actually see we only actually missed a block, to be fair. Not actually that bad. Right, now we get our grey back. So here we go, we'll build this up. Well, actually, that's our roof. Can you build rides on this game? You can, but when you get further in the game, it depends what type of ride you're on about, really. If you're on about like play park rides or fairground rides, because play park rides, you can actually get them in the game and you can actually like slide down the slide and swing on the swings. But if you're talking like roller coasters and stuff like that, then you can actually make roller coasters, which is, you know, obviously a good thing. We also want to build a train track soon as well, on this map. That's a big plan of mine. As a matter of fact, the only thing about doing a train track is it's probably going to wreck the road around it, but I do actually have an idea on how I can get around that. But yeah, you can do rides on the game. Like I say, it really just depends what ride you're strictly talking about, as to what ride you can do. But a train track is definitely something that I'd like to do. What I would personally, the more I think about it now, I'd actually like to have a train track run behind the houses, if that kind of makes sense. I think having a train track what runs behind these houses, which is obviously like coming into the city, would actually be quite a decent thing. But what we've actually got to think about here, guys, is we've got to think about the size of a road. So the whole size of a road block is basically this, right? So what we would have to do is so say for example, let's just delete this for now. So all of this block here we'd have to use for the train track, which I personally don't think is going to be that such a bad idea. Let's just work on something here. So let's think about this, right? Yeah, so let's keep our grey, right? Let's keep our grey and let's get a long short piece of grey, right? So let's say we have a little bit of concrete for about 3 blocks, right? We then do that. Then we go and get some brown. Let's trim this down a bit so it isn't as long. So let's trim that down to say here, and then let's say we do it roughly every other block type thing. Pretty sure you get the point, right? Then we go back to our grey and we get our longer piece. So I think it was, like that, look. So that would be, in total, that would be 1 train track, yeah? Now, then we have a little bit of a gap. Well, actually, no. You know what? If I'm actually honest with you, we could potentially make these a bit longer. That train track was a little bit short. I think I think what it is I'm used to when it comes to something like this. I'm actually kind of already used to something like Minecraft. So let's go ahead and use this, right? So we'll get our we'll get our sort of longest block. We'll take this. Oh, we'll take this. Every other block. Like, no. Every. So we'll take that every other block. And then we take that every other block. And then let's get our grey. And let's get our like that, look. So that would be, you know, one train track, as you know, you roughly getting the point, aren't you? So then we'd leave a gap of, you know, let's just say like that. You know, for example's sake, we'll just go like that. And then what we do is we go back to our brown, you know, the score. I think it was this what we used for our brown. Then we get this, you know, same drill. Then we get one. But you see what I mean, like how it's not going to, how it's like really hard to line it out, because what you want to really be doing is thinking, right, well that's 1, 2, 3. So you're going to be thinking like, right, 1, 2, 3, and then you want to be starting your grey onto here. Not, you know, it's quite hard to line it out because, you know, it's a bit easier to line things up in Minecraft. I will say that I will say that as a good point for Minecraft. So what we're actually going to have to do is, if we go back to the brown, we're actually going to have to get this. Get one. Do you see what I mean? Like that, look. Oh. So yeah, that's gonna have to go to there now. But it doesn't actually look all that bad. And then, like I say, with like something like this, let's say like, let's think of like, let's get this, right? Look at this. Look at that though. Like, we have actually done it, to be fair. Fair enough. Look at this though. Look at all this, what we're getting done. I know, like, we will go back to the takeaway in a minute. It's just, when I thought about the rail line, I so badly wanted to try it out, if that makes sense, before I could kind of, like, carry on with, like, what else I was doing. Because I kind of, like, I wanted to know whether that was the right, you know, whether it was, you know, personally going to work. But I personally think that's worked. We just need to do a tidgy bit of tweaking up. But in terms of here, in terms of barrier wise, if we go back to the grey look, see? Yeah, we'll tweak with that. Safe to know it works though. Oh yeah. Anyway, gonna leave the stream here, guys. Like, subscribe and comment. We'll see you in the next one.